Hello, good morning, everyone. So let's have our daily briefing for today. So last Friday was a blockbuster data for some currencies. So let's start with the retail sales for Eurozone monthly basis for the month of September. So the previous day is 1% and the market forecast is 0.5%. And at least time it was 6 p.m. last Friday. And for the actual data, it was negative 0.3%. So did not beat the market forecast in the previous data. And also we have the retail sales yearly basis for the month of September. So the previous data is 1.5% and the market forecast at 1.7%. Same goes with the release time, 6 p.m. And the actual data, it was 2.5%. So it beats the market forecast in the previous data. So overall, the retail sales data for Eurozone monthly and yearly basis was actually neutral since the yearly basis was better and the monthly basis is not a good figures for retail sales. And followed by the employment change for Canada, okay, for the month of October. So the previous data is 157.1K and the market forecast is 70K. And the release time last Friday, 8:30 p.m. And the actual data, it was lower at 31.2K. Followed by the unemployment rate for Canada as well for the month of October. So the previous and the market forecast still the same at 6.9%. And the actual data, it was 6.7%. So it was better for like 0.2% based on the market forecast in the previous data. So the employment change for Canada, not a good data, but however, for the unemployment rate, it was slightly better than the market forecast in the previous data. And the most anticipated data last Friday is the non-farm payrolls for US for the month of October. So the previous data is 194K and the market forecast at 400K. So the release time, 8:30 p.m. And for the actual data, the NFP did not disappoint last Friday. So the actual data was 531K. So it beats the market forecasted data and the previous data as well. So let's take a look on what happened on some financial products based on our MT4. So first things, we have the dollar index. So since this MT4 is GMT plus 3 and we are ahead for 5 hours, so we're going to look at the 15:30 or 3:30 mark for the MT4. It's right here. So let me just zoom it in. Okay. So this one is the effect for the dollar index right after the release of NFP. So the temporary momentum for the dollar index was actually limited. So the price goes up around the 94.61 territory. So that's around 15 pips. But suddenly the price went down all the way to 94.16 level. So that's around 45 pips. And also for gold, one of the financial products that benefit from the data. So 15:30 mark, it's right here. Let me just pull out this one. This one. So slight momentum on the downside. So the lowest price after the release was around the 1785. That's roughly around 60 pips. But after a few hours, the price goes up. It goes up all the way to 18.12 rather. That's around 252 pips in just one release. And same goes with the pound against the US dollar. So, oops, one moment. Okay. So right here, after the release, same goes with the gold. The price went down around the 1.3432 range. So that's roughly around 18 pips. And after a few hours, the price goes up to 1.35, almost 50 pips, roughly. And let's check on the USD Cad. Let's see what happened on this pair. So for the USD Cad, 15:30 mark right here. So let me just pull up my shape right here. So we can see here that there's a long rejection candles around the 1.2474 area. Same goes with the 1.2444 territory. But however, the USD Cad it was actually traded back and forth around this area. Same goes with this one, but after a few hours, we can see a sudden decline all the way to 1.2436. So even though the data for non-farm payrolls was actually better comparing with the previous and the market forecast, but we did not see any move against USD, but rather the price went down, especially on the dollar index. So I hope some of your clients did not get caught with this data. And we have the weekly US and European shares. So for this week, we only have two. So first things we have PayPal. So last July 28, 2021, their EPS was actually 1.12 or 1.15 rather. It beats the market forecast at 1.12. And the earnings per share, or rather the revenue, was up for about 2.68%. And right here, the current price of PayPal, so this moment is around the 225.84 per share. But we can see here clearly that there's a sudden weak momentum or weaker momentum for the PayPal as of this moment. But if the earnings per share beats the market forecast for this week, I forgot to mention it. So the EPS was forecasted at 1.07, and it's actually much lower comparing with the previous one. But if the EPS for October 21 beats the market forecast, then you can see the price to move up around the around the 225.84 per share, and it may test the price of 245 per share for this week. And the last one, we have the Walt Disney. Okay. So last August 12, 2021, the Walt Disney had a surprise for 45.45% on their revenue. That's around 0.25 per share. And the market forecast is 0.55, and it beats the EPS as well at 0.80. But however, this November 10, the EPS was actually expected to be much lower comparing to the 0.80 at 0.52. And on the 1 hour chart, the Walt Disney, the current price is around the 175.70 per share. But as of this moment, it's currently trying to test this area of resistance on the 1 hour chart. So this one is around the 180 or 178 range. And as of this moment, the price is currently reacting at this resistance level. So this price is roughly around the 176 territory, and it tested around the 175. So if the price broke the structure around this 175.70, then it may test the 172 per share for this week. All right, so thank you everyone for joining our daily briefing today. Stay safe and have a great day.